So, lately I have been looking at all of the rumors and leaks surrounding Scarlet and Violet that are most likely fake, and while I am not a person to follow this kind of stuff very intently at all, being a Poketuber who's always online looking at Pokemon stuff, you do tend to see some things, and even though I don't subscribe to just following this stuff very intently, it is pretty interesting at the same time, which is why I have made those previous videos. And I am here once again to do it today, and in today's video, more specifically, we are going to be looking at the best fake Pokemon leaks, in my own opinion anyway, for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet that have come out so far. Now, if you're one of those kinds of people that does not want to see any of the leaks that are potentially real, well, I don't either, so we're in the same boat and you're safe to watch this video because everything I'm going to be talking about today has either already been confirmed to be fake or is most likely fake. So you can feel pretty safe watching this if you are one of those people. And as such, since all of these leaks have purported themselves to be the real deal at one point or another, but are most likely fake, if you just so happen to be one of the artists of these leaks and are watching this video and would like credit, simply hit me up on Twitter or Instagram and let me know, and I will gladly credit you in the description. With all that being said though, let's go ahead and take a look at some very cool and interesting leaks for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Okay, so right before we get started, I just wanted to give a quick shout out and plug to my Spotify, mainly because I just barely put up the original soundtrack to my Pokemon Cardinal series from a couple years ago up on Spotify, as well as basically every other music streaming service that is out there. So if you would like to check that out, please do so. It greatly supports the channel, and if you like the Cardinal series, you can now listen to all of the original music on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever. So be sure to check that out, and thank you if you already do. Okay, we are now officially on to the leaks, and first up is this freaking thing that looks like it's something straight out of a Mario game. This regional form of Diglett popped up a little while ago, and when I first saw this, I thought that this is so ridiculous that there's no conceivable way that this could ever be real. And while it does seem to be the case that it has proven to be fake, I very quickly changed my tune on this design, because right after I got over the shock of its ridiculousness, I instantly fell in love with it. When I first saw this and saw the clouds that are hanging around Diglett's head, I actually thought that it was a flying type, which just added to the ridiculousness of it for me, but then later on I realized it's actually supposed to be a water geyser and is why it's so tall and also blue, and I honestly like either of those ideas, but the water geyser idea in particular is just absolutely incredible. I assume it would be water ground type, and this definitely has Alolan Exeggutor vibes for sure, but I love this way more than Alolan Exeggutor. Like, I think this is honestly great, so it's a shame that it's fake, because I would absolutely love to see something like this actually happen someday, for as ridiculous as it is. Okay, for our next leak, we have something from the gameplay footage department, and that would be this purported screenshot of a regional variant of Bonzlai, which is apparently supposed to be based on a cork tree. This one seems to have been outed as fake as well, but the reason why I wanted to talk about it and include it in this video of best Pokemon leaks is because I really like how Bonzlai looks here. It looks very unique, different, and fresh, all of which are qualities that you want to see in a regional variant form, and while it's hard to say what type this would be, and obviously it's not real so it doesn't really matter anyway, this is the kind of thing that I would like to see from regional variants in Scarlet and Violet in general, as well as just stuff from the new games. Like, this is the kind of stuff I want to see because it's got that uniqueness, that freshness, that just kind of different, interesting kind of vibe, and that's what you want in new Pokemon designs and in regional variants, so I really like this one a lot as well. This next one I have already talked about in a previous video, but when it comes to the best Pokemon that have been leaked for Scarlet and Violet, this one is probably the top of the list, and that would be the infamous Genies Lamp Scorpion Pokemon that was leaked pretty much right after the games were announced. This little guy was leaked in a fake screenshot for the games that has since been confirmed to be fake, but the idea and the design of this Pokemon itself is absolutely genius. Combining two elements that are as different as these and making them work in such a cohesive, natural-looking way, in my opinion, is just the top of the line when it comes to Pokemon design. Those are the kinds of designs that I look for in particular and that I love the most, and that is what this little scorpion dude has going on. So it really is a shame that this isn't real, because I would love it if we got something like this in the actual Scarlet and Violet games. Okay, so next up we are going back to the concept art once again with a newer purported leak, which depicts a supposed regional variant of Drowsy. Now, all signs, once again, do indeed point towards this being fake. However, with that said, it has an interesting design to say the least. I personally think that it does look a little too different to Drowsy to really be conceivable or realistic, I guess you could say, but overall the design in general does have a really interesting look to it. It looks to be a poison type, which is an interesting take for Drowsy specifically, and while I do feel that this particular design is a little too different to the original, I also like that it is different because I do appreciate when regional variants change up the design of their base Pokemon instead of just doing a recolor or something like that. So I do think that this is solid, but I also am ultimately glad that it is most likely fake, because I feel like with a regional variant of Drowsy, we could do just a bit better. I've also talked about this next one in a previous video as well, and that would of course have to be the infamous Fue Coco Final Evolution leak. We've got another page of concept art because that is just the way you want to do it these days apparently if you're trying to make a fake Pokemon leak. And with this guy in particular, I talked about it in the previous video about the starter evolution leaks, but I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of this particular design. I would definitely prefer something different than this for a Fue Coco evolution, but at the same time, I kind of feel like it's a design that if it were real would grow on me and I would actually grow to appreciate a lot. For being fake and for not necessarily being what I personally want, I can recognize that the art is clean, the design is unique and interesting and isn't just like completely straightforward, which coming off of Galar's final starter evolutions, that is a breath of fresh air, even if it's not necessarily my cup of tea. So for all of those reasons, I did need to give this another highlight as being one of the best Pokemon leaks, fake Pokemon leaks for Scarlet and Violet that we've seen up to this point. Next up is an absolutely adorable one, which I really hope we actually get something close to in the real games, because I mean, just look at this thing. This little fella is obviously trying to pass himself off as the Pikachu clone for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and I absolutely love everything about this design. I mean, look at his little tail, the little cloud and the thunderbolt. That is just beautiful and adorable all in one package. With this one though, the original creator has apparently come out and identified themselves, and they are Demonic over on Reddit, so shout out to them. The link to them will be in the description below, and it's really a shame that this is fake and they did come out and identify themselves as the creator, because I would love something just like this for the Pikachu clone in Scarlet and Violet. I love, once again, the whole tail. I love just everything about what this design brings. It also kind of looks like it would be electric, maybe normal type, which would be a new approach for a Pikachu clone, which would also be really awesome. So hopefully we can get something like this for the real thing. Next up, we have some art of a supposed regional variant of Spritzy. Now, you might have heard some rumors about a possible Spritzy form, and this particular form is not the one that you've most likely heard about. We'll get to that in a second. But I also found this one while I was rummaging around for interesting and fake leaks, and honestly, I think this looks really cool. It gives Spritzy more of a dark mystique, which I think it really could have took advantage of given its whole Plague Doctor inspiration, and I feel like that's probably why Spritzy should eventually get some kind of new evolution or form to further take advantage of that in the future, and if it did it in this way, I would be totally happy, to be honest. And finally, getting to the Spritzy regional form leak that you probably have heard about, we have this design. Now, this one, once again, all signs point towards it being fake. You can kind of just tell by looking at the art style that this just doesn't quite line up. At least that's the way I see it. But in terms of the design overall, it is really interesting. It seems to be a fire type where its body kind of turns into a little bit of a flame. It also kind of seems to be dancing and kind of almost doing ballet, standing on its tippy toes. Overall, I think it's a really cool idea and a really cool concept for a regional Spritzy, and obviously that would just give all the potential in the world to a new Aromatisse form, or possibly even a brand new evolution to Spritzy altogether. So overall, even if this probably isn't going to happen in Scarlet and Violet itself, I would be very down for a Spritzy form of any kind, because I think there is a lot of potential, and potential to redeem itself a little bit as well with this Pokemon. Well, there you have it, everybody. Those are, in my opinion, the best fake leaked Pokemon that we have seen so far for the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet hype season. If I had to pick a #1 favorite, like I said, I really like that Scorpion Genie, but also the Geyser Diglett. I just love that thing. I think it nails a perfect combination of goofiness and just genius at the same time. If you guys enjoyed the video though, be sure to give it a like, let me know your thoughts in the comments below about all of these, and subscribe if you're new for more Pokemon content. With that being said, I will be back with another video very soon. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. I love you very much, and I will smell you guys later.